Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial video. It's Black Zero. We're gonna go over Blastoise. A lot of people are underestimating Blastoise right now. I actually think he's A+ S tier in the jungle, and he's probably the same in top lane. The only thing is in top lane, his early game's not as great, but if you don't really have to, I would say, trade top with him, because Water Gun alone and Skull Bash will basically get you to where you just farm your stuff a lot of the times. Yeah, so we'll go over basically what he does, his skills, what's the best skills to use. Actually, his whole kit's really good. I just don't think Surf is viable at the moment because it's a huge CC, don't get me wrong, but pushing him forward is a lot easier than pushing him backwards with Surf. So just remember that. And his Hydro Bump also pushes him forward and not backwards. So he has nothing to get around them to, like, basically like a Snorlax Heavy Slam and a Shield would do. That way you can push him backwards that way. But yeah, anyways, we'll go over his skills. His passive is really good. A lot of people underestimate it, and I purposely like to put Blastoise under half health a lot of the times just to get that 20% increased special attack and attack damage. That's huge right there. His attack, every boosted attack, dealing 3 instances of damage, slowing enemies by 50% for 1 second, and reducing Blastoise move cooldowns by 1 second, which is really good. When evolving into Blastoise, basic attacks instead strike twice for 50% attack, which is also really good. Yeah, so Blastoise got a lot in this kit. Water Gun, Blastoise shoots a jet of water in a line, straight line, damaging, knocking it back, and stunning enemies for 0.5 seconds. Enemies hit are also slowed for 1 second. Now, just to let you guys know, Water Gun, it'll always do that. But the closer they are, the more they get pushed back as well. So like if you're in their face using Water Gun, it's a lot. But if you're using Water Gun like at max range, like let's say you're trying to get the bees to your side and you use a Water Gun max range, you're not gonna push the bees back far. But if you get close to the bees and you use Water Gun, they'll go all the way back to close to your go. So just remember that's how you use Water Gun. It doesn't explain that scenario. But if you put him at level, usually if you're playing top, he'll be level 3. 595 damage is actually really good secure as well, so just remember that. He also has Hydro Pump for his upgrade. What that does is Blastoise shoots a large amount, knocking him back. It's basically the same thing as Water Gun. It just does a lot more damage, and yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I don't really know how else I could explain. When he's in Rapid Spin, and knocks him back in Rapid Spin too, but it's not a huge knockback, so I don't really think Rapid and Hydro Pump is the way to go. However, I do think Water Spout is good. It's not good at level 5, but once you get to 7, it becomes really good. Blastoise causes a barrage of water in a targeted radius. Enemies within the radius are stuck 6 times. Are struck 6 times over its duration, damage, and slowing enemies. I believe they are still like 35%, which is really good. But they can they can full her out of it, and then they can X speed out of it. A lot of people don't know what X speed does, but Hex speed stops all slow effects on them, which is really good. Blastoise rapidly unleashes bursts of water in a radius around them, dealing up to 17 instances of damage over the duration of Rapid Spin. Blastoise also gains a small amount speed bonus for the duration of this time. It is like maybe 10-15% movement speed. It's not significant, but it's enough to tell that he does gain a good movement speed. So we'll go over Rapid Spin in a second, but like basically Water Spout lasts the whole duration of Rapid Spin. I'm gonna explain that one now. When we go down, we'll put him to 12 here. Actually, we could put him to 13, because usually if you play mid or top, he's usually 13 by the end game. So Surf basically surfs him back, stunning them for 1.6 seconds. It's a long stun. The problem with Surf is if you have like a Venusaur in your team, almost anyone in your team, you're pushing them back significant. You're putting yourself in danger as well. It's just it's a good CC, but the way it works is like if you catch, Blastoise out of place, he can easily die because he's like way up on the field and stuff. It's a good move. Don't get me wrong. there could be ways to play around it, maybe. If anyone has tips on that, suggestions on that, put it on the link description down below. The level 13 gains a small shield for 4 seconds when hitting an enemy reserve. Now this will make sure like you can most likely get back into a team fight or something and not die. It gives him like a 738 shield, not the biggest shield in the world, but enough to like, you know, sustain. So we're going to talk about Rapid Spin, which is my favorite move. Blastoise withdraws into a shell and begins rapidly spinning for 5.5 seconds, resetting the cooldown of its other moves. Blastoise is unstoppable for the duration of Rapid Spin and can freely move in the battlefield while spinning. Blastoise will damage nearby enemies. Blastoise's next basic attack after Rapid Spin ends and becomes boosted for the duration of Rapid Spin. The mechanics of Blastoise's basic attacks, as well as Hydro Pump and Water Spout, are changed. We'll get to this in a second. We'll get to the upgrade version in a second as well. We're going to talk about Hydro Typhlosion, which I think is like the top 5 best ults in the game. What it does is it gains Blastoise's shield, and anyone in that circle radius right here will all get stunned. CC basically for 1.5 seconds, and that's a huge. Basically, 1.5 seconds in the mobile games equals, you know, not moving or doing anything equals dead. But you can full hood out of it, and you can use a Wiggly ult out of it. So just remember that. There is ways to get out of it, but for the most part, if you catch anyone off place, you're gonna pretty much die as long as your team's onto it. So we're gonna go back, and I'm going to show you guys stats and why Rapid Spin and Water Spout is so good. Not just because it does the damage, but just because like what helps you with your team. What this does is that it gets your team basically safe to do more damage. Blastoise is going to be like so annoying that they either have to retreat or try to work around Blastoise, which 9 times out of 10 with its movement speed, it's really hard. That's why I think X speed is a really good item on Blastoise, because you would use it in Rapid Spin and just like basically make sure your opponents don't get away. And there's no way to like stop Blastoise unless you're using a slow burrow. You can't stop him with that. But even then, he's still in his Rapid Spin. I just want to show you guys at level 13 that if you're going to play Blastoise, you need to get to level 13 by 2 minutes, regardless. If you don't get him to level 13 by 2 minutes, this becomes, I wouldn't say irrelevant, but you can kill Blastoise in Rapid Spin. However, we'll look at his stats. So if we look at his defense right now, it's 458, and then his special defense is 321. Really good stats, right, for defense. So he's good at lasting things. But if you hit 13, you get Blastoise gains a massive amount of defense and special defense for 7 seconds every time you're in Rapid Spin. And guess how much defense and special defense you get? So we're going to show you. You get 420. Okay, so if you do this, 458 times or plus 420 is for our 878, and then you do 321 plus 420 is 741. That's significant. And if people are hitting Blastoise during this stage, Blastoise is doing his job right, and they're doing their job wrong. They need to ignore Blastoise and stuff like that. The other thing about Rapid Spin is if you use Water Spout into Rapid Spin, Water Spout automatically resets. So you can use Water Spout again. When you're out of Rapid Spin, you get a boosted attack. So you use your boosted attack right away. And guess what? Water Spout is 1 less second to use again. And Water Spout's cooldown is 6.8 seconds. So it'll always be like under 5 seconds when you get out, as long as you hit where you're boosted. It's just really good. And I kind of want to go over like tank stats in this game, like level 13 tank stats. So this is what we're going to do here. We're going to go to stats. We're going to go to defenders. I wish I could put Wiggly in this too, but Wiggly has like similar stats to a lot of these defenders. But if you put level 13, I would say 13 because we want to know their stats, right? So Venusaur has 458, which is the second highest defense in the game. But second or third highest. I don't have Wiggly in here, so between that, he's got really good defense. Hit 321. I know for a fact is like the 4th highest in the game, but these are like stats, like similar stats if every tank's 13, right? but you times that, or you plus that with 420 and 420. He's a tank and a damage dealer, because if he's under half health, he's doing 20% more damage with all his skills. It's crazy. And this keeps, like, I just feel like Blastoise is S tier. It just keeps this off your team's back, and he's unstoppable. You can't CC him. You better have a slow Slowbro. That's it. You better have a slow Slowbro to stop Blastoise. You just can't stop Blastoise at all. So I figured, hey, I'll make this video to show how significant Blastoise is really good now, because they buffed Rapid. It's just so good. I would not sleep on Blastoise, and his stats is not bad. Like, I think he has like one of the lower HPNs, but even then, this is actually really good. And let's not forget that you're giving him like what is it, Buddy, which is 600 to health to that, and then the Score Shield, which is another 450. So you're basically having almost 9,000 health on him, which is really good. Yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate defense and special defense by a lot, because the more you have, the less damage like the other enemy team's gonna do to you. Yeah. I figured I would explain this. Blastoise is like one of the better tanks in the game. I would not recommend playing him trio bot though, just because he's got good secure, but his early game is kind of. He might be okay. I mean, he might be okay, but I highly recommend you guys play Blastoise in your team. He, you know, at least for top or solo and mid, it's just like if you play him bot, he's not going to get 13 all the time, and you want him 13 for sure. So yeah, just remember that. And I hope you guys like my video. I'll put some gameplay on him later on. See if you guys like him. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.